What's going on, yo? Welcome back to episode number 44 of Debate and Destroy with yours truly, Blackout Bill, joined with my co-host, as always, the Fiend from Carrizo Springs.
Loco JJ.
Loco JJ Del Toro is back in the mix.
That's
and
right.
Today our guest on this spectacular pod is, he's told everyone multiple times, the Disturbed fan, Sam the Metal Mechanic in his element today.
Fuck.
Yeah! Welcome back, dude. And today,
We
Sam,
couldn't take it.
we finally had to do it for Sam. If you read the title, you know exactly where we're going. It's a Disturbed episode.
Should be a lot of fun.
Should be a lot for someone.
Sam, did your
For
brain
me, at least.
explode, dude?
For Sam. For Sam. So I guess the first thing most people will probably be wondering is why. Okay, The Sickness makes sense, but why Asylum? Why not any of the other Disturbed albums?
Well, I guess the best way that I can think of it, I always felt like Asylum was kind of slow point already. Good to go. All right. So I think the Asylum was kind of where they found their footing as far as what their limits were and how they were going to be. Like, they ran through a bunch of their albums trying to figure out who they were going to be. By the time that 10,000 Fists came out, that was about the time that they switched away from new metal more into like a heavy metal kind of feel.
Heavy metal field.
Then with Indestructible, they kind of continued with that. By Asylum, they had been burned out, but I think by that point their skills as songwriters and as performers,
You think they perfected this album?
I think
their
they
terms.
perfected this particular style. Then they had their hiatus for a few years, came back with
Okay. I
back with Immortal.
thought the hiatus was in between Indestructible
Yeah,
and
same
this
here.
one.
No,
So
the
it's
hiatus came
Asylum
back.
and Immortal.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
then Immortalized.
Immortalized,
Yeah,
sorry,
Immortalized was when they came back from it, and at that point they had taken a lot more back from their roots. They were trying to be more new metal-y, but with what they had picked up along the way.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So honestly, a good matchup would have either been The Sickness versus
Immortalized.
or Asylum, and I
Wow.
prefer Asylum as an album. So
Yeah.
But
that
Sam,
makes sense.
it's going against an iconic
Album,
dude.
The Sickness.
They're doing the 20th anniversary tour on this.
That is true.
It's pretty impressive.
That is true.
but
You know,
it's
gonna be a
they've
battle.
only improved.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I there's definitely not even production standpoint, but like songwriting standpoint, we'll get into it when we'll go down. They definitely improved as songwriters, and Draymond definitely found his footing on like the latter albums
You really did.
because there's a lot of like
the
trying.
production's good on The Sickness.
No. The production's great.
Production's
Oh.
good. The rest of it isn't.
It's like some of his vocal takes are a little bit laughable. We'll get there, but
We'll see.
it's cool that these are a decade apart. Now The Sickness is 20 years old. Asylum's 10 years old.
That's insane.
The first time I saw Disturbed was off the Asylum tour at Mayhem, which was I think Mayhem 2011.
Yeah,
That was with them, Godsmack, In Flames, Trivium, Megadeth,
What a
Machine
lineup.
Head. That was a great
What a
lineup. But that was the first time I saw this. Have you seen Disturbed yet?
Yeah, I saw them 2006 Ozfest.
Oh,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
here.
so that was
that's a banger. That's
that
an
was when they
OG.
were advertising for 10,000 Fists.
Oh
actually
shit,
like that
that's a
album.
fucking
Yeah,
throwback.
so
Cool.
standing there in the crowd.
Yeah, I like it. It has some good hits.
No,
It has
10,000
good
Fists has
singles.
some- 10,000
I gotta
Fists
go
has
back
some
to it. I
really
gotta
good
go back to
singles.
it.
But I specifically remember being at the concert and watching bands that were not Disturbed performing because, multiple stages. Disturbed was one of the three headliners at the time, the others being Avenged Sevenfold and System of a Down.
Yeah,
Dude,
But-
that's awesome.
that's a crazy
That's such
lineup,
a-
But
dude.
there were other bands that were playing
Yeah.
at the same time. Obviously, Ozzy was there. Black Label Society obviously was there because Zakk Wylde was playing with Ozzy at the time. But that was also one of Dragon Force's, that was when Dragon Force was performing.
Oh, really?
Before Through the Fire and Flames became big.
Oh
Wow.
shit, yeah.
So, I was standing there watching someone, another band play. I can't remember who it was. And they had a projector or a big LCD or something up in the air, and they were playing the music video for Disturbed's cover of Land of Confusion.
Oh really?
I still remember
Is that's on 10,000 Fists,
That's
right?
on 10,000
okay,
Fists,
yeah.
But yeah, so I
Spoiler alert, that's my favorite cover from them.
Really?
It's
is-
so
it's
good.
such
It's
a
really
good
good.
cover.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I
Speaking
don't
of
know
which, with this particular matchup, we had to cut both of their covers.
No. Okay, I thought we should keep them in. Let's just talk about them last.
Okay.
Talk about
I,
them last.
I haven't listened to either of them recently.
Well,
Yeah.
one's a joke. I'll tell you that.
Well, both of them are, if you think about it.
Oh, my lights!
God,
No!
what just happened?
Oh
That's gonna be a
no!
Did it just
No!
fuck us
thing.
up?
Where's the light switch?
They're remote. They should be turning on. I don't. Oh, it probably can't see me.
Flashlight.
There
we
it goes. There it goes. I don't know why that happened.
All right, we're gonna need to stay in motion then.
Yeah, that'll.
Recording late at night.
But that's really weird. I don't know why it did.
that
But
ever happen?
see, you know what?
Please leave it in. Please leave that.
Oh, we're leaving it in. And you know what?
Yeah.
People will know the D&D team looks out for the environment. Holy shit.
Save the trees.
That didn't happen last time. I wonder why. Well, you guys will constantly see me waving my arms like an idiot, but
no,
it
like
happens.
you're at a Disturbed concert.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my
10,000
gosh.
fists in the air with that horrible joke being
JJ,
made.
have you never seen Disturbed live?
No, I have not. No, I have not.
I definitely think it's worth it.
I want to see the Cygnus tour. I really do.
Yeah, might as well
how
see
that
them
goes.
once, because
Yeah,
they're so
exactly.
famous.
yeah.
Anyway, guys, let's fucking get down to business. Let's
do
open
Real
these.
quick before we-
Oh, we got to enter the night. Oh, God. Let's see how they are. Our first time trying these as well.
I know.
Got the Metallica whiskey, which I think is very overpriced, but let's see how the beers
All
are.
right, that's not bad.
But let's fucking start this bitch off with Voices versus Asylum. If you guys want to mix the intro with it or just leave it Asylum, doesn't matter to me.
See, that's kind of my thing, and
Just make it one.
we can make it one because I absolutely
let's
love.
make it one.
I love Remnant. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it, but you don't get to listen to it when you're just throwing Asylum onto a playlist and letting it go.
Yeah.
It's not one of those songs that you're gonna have on the playlist, but when you start off the album with, you just start. Oh, okay, I'm gonna start with Remnant.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds so good. I fucking
Yeah,
love it.
I actually like it. And a lot of people, I've heard a lot of like disses recently towards intro songs, but I think,
It's a good
as,
build up.
yeah, as long as they have good build up and they make sense, like I'm on board for them.
Well,
Before we get started, if the lights go out again, you're probably the one the camera will see. So just wave your arm, like
right.
that way or back and forth.
Okay.
Hey, we're looking out for the environment. Sorry, go ahead.
No, because Remnant actually reminded me a lot of Loading the Weapon from their Music as a Weapon album.
Okay, I haven't heard it.
No,
All
I
right, so
never hear
that,
that.
so that one was one of their live albums that was released. I'm pretty sure it was before 10,000 Fists came out, but it had like Chevelle and a few other like new metal acts that were around at the time.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was just a live concert. It was just them playing. They started off with with the only time it's ever been put onto an album, Loading the Weapon, and it was just an instrumental to bring it in, and I fucking love it. I wish that they would have had it as an album.
Huh.
Is that the album with Hell on it or no?
No, I'm not 100% sure. What I know is that it's when Disturbed covered Fade to Black.
Okay, I didn't even know they
didn't
covered
know they
Fade to
covered
Black.
that.
Dude, they have so many covers. What the fuck? I did not know that. Jesus Christ.
So
That's
let's
awesome.
give this a quick sip.
Oh
Already
yeah.
did.
Oh dude, it's
Already
pretty
found
good.
out.
I
That's
actually
pretty good.
I like it
it
over the
too.
whiskey.
I'm drinking both right now.
Yeah, same.
Me too.
So I think we should start with the sickness, because Voices being
the
one of like the
starter, dude.
the start of Disturbed.
It is.
Dude.
It's crazy to me always.
I don't agree that it's the start of Disturbed, but we'll get back to it.
Yeah. But for their first studio album, first song they put out, it's always impressive to me with like bands like this who kind of from day one they like know
They
who they
sound
are.
bigger,
They
yeah.
sound like Disturbed, like
Yeah.
they've always been Disturbed.
They have a signature sound, that's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I do
dude, the
love the build up to this song.
yes.
It's
And can we talk?
awesome.
You know what Disturbed does the best? Does the best. It gets a little annoying later in the album, but dude, their grooves. Their
Dude, they got
grooves,
some
their
grooves.
rhythm section makes the band.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the rhythm section plus Dave are
His choruses.
are fucking so catchy. Yeah.
The choruses are really catchy.
His
I
chords,
really like it.
yeah.
man.
The fucking. But Sam, on one episode, you told me that Disturbed is not rap metal. This song
Dude.
is the most rap metal song
I
I've ever heard.
I will not argue that their first album does sound like rap metal.
Okay, yeah. At least
Okay.
you can give me that. Like,
Yeah,
they're-
I don't like to necessarily call it rapping in the sense they're definitely influenced from rapping,
Ooh,
but the
I
rest
don't
of the
know, dude. We'll,
this
we'll
one
see.
and another track off this album
We'll
are
talk
like,
about that other track. 'cause
Yes,
I already know which one
okay,
we're talking about.
yeah.
But I feel like with it being rap metal, it's more than just the vocal flow with the way that you're speaking. It also has to do with the instrumentation that you go
very
along
true.
with.
Yeah, it's very corn, new metal grooves.
Yeah.
This is like the peak of new metal.
It really is.
really
They really hit
It
that.
helped- It's what helped popularize new metal.
Yeah,
For
sure.
sure, definitely. I
Yeah.
don't like to acknowledge
Or
it
this,
as
or
such.
let's say the second wave of new metal, because at this point, Korn,
Yeah,
Limp
Korn was
Bizkit,
already big by that point.
Deftones
Yeah.
had already been big. Cold Chamber, but like when we get here to the 2000s, this is kind of like the next generation, because I think like
Because it's a bit experimental as well.
a little bit experimental with the techno, but not, before Linkin Park and Disturbed, which I think Hybrid Theory came out in '99 or 2000 as well.
Roughly around
2000
there.
it came
Same
out.
time, yeah.
I love JD. I love Jonathan Davis. I respect Chino. I don't like Fred Durst, but I'll tell you what, none of those guys can sing like Chester or David.
Agreed 100%.
Exactly.
Like these guys
they
have
were two of the best.
They are
vocalists
top
of all
yeah,
time.
like
for sure.
whatever you can say about David, like his voice is very different. But it is extremely different, very unique. But his
when
core
it's him.
was that you always know it's him. But
know
when he hits
always.
like a chorus, you can't help but be like, this is so catchy. Like
It's so
you know what I mean?
long ass.
Yeah, it's so sing along. Like you said, you're a big fan of power metal.
Oh, yeah.
This is like taking the rap parts and then throwing like a power metal. Like he's got that
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
delivery.
Although that just made me think. Imagine if fucking David Draymond like came in as a guest vocalist for Stradivarius.
He
Dude,
can fuck
it would
up.
work. Like
he could fuck it
he's
up.
got
would
such
work.
an interesting vocal tone, and I think it has to do a lot with his vocal production as well. But like on this song specifically, like
Sorry, I just remembered a funny story about David Draymond and Ronnie James Dio, but we can talk about that later.
oh no, tell me, I want to hear it.
So
They're both short and they both have amazing voices.
not so much that David Draymond asked Ronnie what his what he used to warm up before a show, and Ronnie pretty much with a cigarette in hand was just like, I don't fucking warm up.
Dude, legend.
Dude,
Legend.
jeez.
And David got so like down on himself, like I will never be as good as
But
Ronnie.
no one
and
will.
Dio was just like, oh fuck, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I don't warm up, but to each their own, man. You can
Yeah.
be a great vocalist and still warm up.
Yeah.
Ronnie's
Sam, that's all you.
jeez.
Jesus Christ, I didn't think this would happen.
Flashlight.
Oh, it's so weird, dude. What the fuck?
Oh man.
That's whack. Sorry, everyone.
This is gonna add
You're
an
just gonna have
extra
to
20
get
minutes
up.
onto the show.
Well, my brother's got a whole new job to fucking. I don't know why that's happening. Man, I'm trying to think of a way to curb it. We can cut that blackout part from the podcast, or the video, but I'll keep it on the pod. I'm trying to think of a way to
Leave
curb
them on
that.
the video. They're the ones that'll understand what's going on.
That's true, but it's kind of funny on the pod to hear us
So,
fucking bitch about the
it's
lights.
It's just the light sensor that's right there on the wall, right?
Yeah, it's that one. Literally straight in front of us. So I don't know why he can't see me like wave at it.
It's probably the jackets.
Oh, you might be
Son of a
right.
Let me take the
Yeah,
jackets
take the
off.
jackets
You
off.
son of a bitch.
Take the jackets off. Throw them down. Jacket it off. Jacket it off. Yeah. Oh, hopefully that
Wow.
curves some. Oh, shaky camera. Shaky camera. No, it should be good.
Everyone's still in frame. You're all good.
All right, let's hopefully that stays the way it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so whether you warm up or not, what I think it's hilarious is about Ronnie and him is that two guys that are like super fucking short but have voices of like giants, dude.
Dude, they are powerful.
Voices of giants. And no one sounds like David Draymond. Like everyone can talk shit about David Draymond.
Yeah, his voice is
Everyone
so
can hate
unique.
him, but no one sounds like him.
Yeah.
But getting back to the song, dude, the only thing I don't like about voices, because I think the chorus is like excellent for
It
being your
is.
first like song of your first debut album, amazing. The breakdown, their breakdowns, like their guitar riffs,
So breakdown 153 is pretty damn
dude,
good.
I don't know, man. Like,
It's
so
pretty good, dude.
basic.
Dude, it is, but it works. I can
It
imagine
works.
that live, and that'd be sick.
Dude, the
dude.
breakdown
true.
for this
That's
song
true.
is fucking great.
I do.
And as it's the start of their career,
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good.
yeah. Plus the
I'll give you
entire
that.
emotion from everything that's going on with the lyrics.
Yeah, like it fits. Like it suits the song. So who am
suits
I
the
to
song
judge?
very
It suits the song. But I will say that that one where the
Yeah.
Dream Theater completely ripped that off. In Illumination Theory.
Yeah.
They just completely
Oh,
ripped
shoot,
it
I
off,
completely
right?
forgot about that.
And
That's a
even
great song,
LaBrie
too.
tries to rap.
Oh man.
He tries to
He
rap
does
on
not
that.
try to
Yes, he
rap,
does.
man.
No,
What is
he
it?
doesn't.
Big of a
Consider
Dream
this.
Theater fans
He,
I am. How
he
do I
does.
not know
He
about
does the
this?
Draymond like. Consider this question. Look in your eyes.
my God.
Consider
I have to
this
listen
true
again, but I don't
confession. What
remember
are you
that.
willing to die for? Dream Theater fans, look it
They
up.
will know.
Look it up. I'm telling you, dude.
The only part I don't like about this song is the ending of the echo. Like it fades out into the echo.
Oh,
Then
oh,
it's
That's not
the
my
echo.
thing. That's my
the
thing.
very,
Okay.
like the very end of the song.
But that's
Yeah.
just nitpicking, dude. The song itself is pretty damn
Yeah.
good. I
Yeah,
really
it's
like
pretty
it a lot.
strong. But let's move on to Asylum.
Dude, that bass intro is pretty butter.
Okay,
I like it.
Sam, do you know the lineup? Is the lineup the same for both
The
albums?
lineup has only changed in one way. Their bassist.
Okay, so dude, because the drummer has gotten
Oh, yeah.
so much better.
Yeah, Wengren has gotten amazing.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's so like on Asylum. I'm gonna bring this up every
Have a
time.
little more
The best
fills.
part about Disturb, once again, I'm probably gonna repeat myself many times, is the rhythm section, and the drummer on Asylum, dude, is so good. Like his fucking little triplets, his fills, his grooves, they just
Yeah.
smack. I will say, like, the verses for this song are not my favorite on planet Earth.
know.
I do agree with that. The lyrics for this particular one aren't fantastic. It's a good song.
No, it is.
But
This song gets me pumped, dude. When he says "release me," let's go, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Release me.
I agree with that. But I feel like the entire message of the song is not one of the best on the album.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's conveying a lot of the same emotion that Disturbed has conveyed before. It reminds me a lot of Inside the Fire, in the kind of sense of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay.
yeah,
Yep.
not so much in the way that he's singing, but the lyrical tone of it,
Yeah,
of what he's trying to come across with it, I guess.
I see.
Okay.
With Asylum, I feel like it takes just a little too long to get to that chorus.
Yeah,
But
it does
once you
take a
get
while,
there-
because you
But
get
the
like a whole,
sing-along
you
is
get a
so
I was
you
about
get
to
a
say-
verse and a minor solo, and then a second verse, and then the chorus.
Exactly.
It takes
But
a while.
once you get to that chorus,
The
though,
chorus is
wow, dude, it's like, oh shit, this, because I would say, like, when I put this on, I was like, oh man, is this, like, what's going on with this song? Like, it's so average, and then that chorus, of course, takes it to the next level, and you're just like, fuck, man, this chorus
yeah,
kills.
It took at least to the chorus. I definitely agree with that for it to
Yeah.
feel great, because it started off really good
Yeah.
with the bass and the drum intro and
the
everything. The
middle
release
section.
me.
Yeah.
Release me. The verses just they slow it down a bit, unfortunately.
And guys,
It's a really tough matchup.
the last chorus with the triplets on the drum pattern, get the fuck out of here, dude. That shit is so groovy.
It's so
I did
fucking
not remember how much Disturbed grooved. Like, I knew they grooved.
Dude, they can groove. The boys
But
can
the
groove.
that boy can lay down some drums. He knows when to manipulate certain tempos to really make, like, Draymond's voice stand out more. Like, he's a great, like, supplemental drummer to the music. Because I'll get to the guitars in a little bit. I think my least favorite part of this band is the guitars, honestly. Like,
I think it
They're the
depends on
weakest
track.
part. I really do.
no, I just overall, like, yeah, I do agree in the track. Like, there's some great guitar riffs, but I really think the thing that makes this band are those grooves and I've said this 3 times already. But if we're going to get...
If there is a weak link, which is ironic because Dan Donegan writes a lot of the music for the entire
Yeah,
group.
here, I'm going to fucking wave at it just in case. We're alive. We're alive out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan Donegan writes a lot of the music.
Okay.
And so him being the guitarist, being the weak link of the group,
That's so crazy.
that's still crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to say, like, I
Not
know
the worst part.
and I've seen interviews with him. I know he does the majority of the writing, the music.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, I know the riffs serve the song. They're just extremely basic.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it works. Like, it works.
To me, the core on Asylum is the bass and the drumming.
Yeah.
It's
I
incredible.
agree.
And if for
It's just
for the
I'll-
sickness, it's Draymond all day, dude.
Yeah,
he
very
is the
true.
man on
Well,
I'll
it's
put
also-
it this
it's a lot
way.
of power
There's a
chords,
lot
yeah,
of
I feel
power
like.
chords and a
Yeah.
lot of just like dun 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 dun. And and we talked about this on the Stradivarius episode. That's something where I'm like, all right, dude, let's mix it up a little bit.
Right.
Like, give me some variety. It's either that or he gives you a corn riff, or it gets a little formulaic, but we'll get there when we get there.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know if you guys have anything else to say about these 2 songs. This is a hard battle.
This is a tough
This
matchup,
really was a hard
but
one
I do
for.
have a favorite.
I do have a winner
I do
too.
also.
Yeah.
What you guys?
I'm gonna go with voices, man.
I'm going with
personally.
voices
I'm
too.
sticking with voices also.
Whoa,
Dang. Oh,
I thought
Sam,
this
I'm gonna
was
steal
be
your pen
split.
'cause I forgot
I
mine.
thought someone was gonna
Flashlight,
split this.
flashlight.
Oh, does anyone have a pen?
I do not have a
I have
pen
a
on
pen.
me.
Oh, big hit. I
I'm
was
here to save the day.
Yeah, I'm keeping
Oh,
the flashlight to go with the light sensor.
So
But honestly,
voices gets the pentagram of truth.
I do
Real
love
quick,
Asylum.
Is this better
No,
than
I-
PBR?
What?
This is better than PBR.
It's better than
I don't
PBR,
think
but
it's better than PBR, dude.
It's better
And
than
PBR.
PBR.
It's better than
PBR.
PBR. But PBR
cheap.
PBR is cheap and it's good. All right, anyways, go.
I love
Moving
PBR.
on.
But anyway, that's our review. We just compare all the beers from bands to
Every time we
PBR.
drink
All right, but is it as good as PBR? Like,
That's the pinnacle.
I'm sorry.
Cheap
I'm
beer.
sorry. For me,
that's
guys,
price to quality ratio.
I'm sorry. No, Ziegenbach.
Oh,
I
do
would
love
rather compare
Ziegenbach.
to Ziegenbach than
That is a
PBR.
good one.
I do like Ziegenbach. It just gets heavy after a while. I can slam PBRs. Nothing got PBR lights. Come on.
Haven't had them.
Oh,
For
it's
me,
a
I'm gonna
horrible.
slam Dos Equis.
Dos Equis, yeah.
Welcome to
so-
San Antonio, bitches.
No, dude, if we're in San Antonio, you know I gotta go Lone Star,
the Lone
baby.
Star. No,
Oh, don't be my
man.
uncle.
Michelob.
Oh, Michelob.
Oh, Michelob.
Michelob's
God.
fucking national,
All
dude.
right, we're going off on a tangent here.
All right, we gotta go. All right, let's go on to track number 2, guys. Another matchup. The Game versus The
I thought this
Infection.
was pretty close as well. Personally,
Same.
I personally don't agree with that.
what, dude?
Really?
The Game is a classic.
The
It
Game-
just
no,
reminds me of Dragon
Do
Ball
not-
Z so much.
Well, yeah, of
Dude, but
course.
come on.
Funimation loved putting Disturbed
dude,
songs
I
in their
loved
fucking
it, dude.
movies.
There's
Very
like 3
true.
of them
but,
on the.
but
the
I'm
sickness.
sorry.
The techno intro has not aged well
No,
for
it
me.
has
on The
not.
Game.
That,
Not
I would
so
give you
much.
that.
If that wasn't there, we'd be doing a little bit better. Of course, we got the classic Disturbed grooves with stops, hitting you in the first part. And on this one for the Game, when he hits David's once again he takes the chance with the wah wah
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you would think in the studio, like if I was the producer, I'd really be like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" Like, right?
And-
But it
yeah.
works. This song, it works.
works.
I'll
Yeah.
give it to him.
On this
Something unique.
one is one of the ones that it does work with.
Yeah. And the chorus grew so hard.
It does.
I like
love
it a lot.
The end. The end is so heavy.
The end is
Yeah.
really great.
I was gonna say the
Great.
breakdown for this one works.
She told a lie.
Yeah. The breakdown for this one works for me. The techno part works better for the breakdown than it does for the intro.
Yeah, the intro does not.
It just has not aged well. But this song is so fucking good, dude. Honestly, once again, I was kind of surprised because it Disturbs one of those bands that's so popular you kind of forget because you've heard it so much.
Yeah.
And when I haven't listened forever and I haven't given the light of day, especially when you go down to the really
The deep cuts.
the deep cuts,
Yeah.
and then once we've done deep dives into other metal bands, Disturbed's like a band of my childhood that was on the radio, and so it's kind of hard to go back.
Yeah.
But going back now, it's kind of like a pleasant surprise. I'm like, oh, there's a reason why these guys are
Yeah, they're the ultimate gateway.
they are such a gateway band.
So you'd say they're more of a gateway than Ghost
Oh, for
Yes,
sure. dude.
yeah.
For sure. No,
For-
obviously. I
for
think
our
I think so.
generation.
for our generation.
For our generation, for sure.
Yeah,
Them and Lin-
calling back to the last time I was here.
yeah, you have a point. They are because,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't. I would really love to bring, and I want to bring my I have a 13-year-old nephew. He went with us to Machine Head. I would love to get his take on what he thinks better, Ghost or Disturbed.
Oh, what a
Because I
battle.
feel like Disturbed is very the sound is very dated, but that may only be because I've listened to them for
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
long.
we're dated at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh, dude,
This
I
is-
think for a young age, it would sound fucking heavy for them.
really.
so.
You
I think so. I think it would hit hard.
For one thing's for sure, whether these riffs are basic or not, like you said, in a live setting, that's gonna feeling that those stops and those grooves, especially on the Game.
I think what
Doesn't
makes them
matter
so
what they
popular
show.
is the choruses. The choruses.
Yeah, the choruses
oh my
are so
God.
catchy.
So let's go on to the Infection.
Ooh,
Dude,
I wanna
that's
know what
so
y'all think.
strong and
I
fast,
like the
dude.
intro a lot because it has that
Let's
surfer
go,
feel.
dude.
You know,
Yeah.
I love that.
And then it switches pace once you start singing, dude. It's
Yeah,
it's
and
a
once
different
again, you
vibe.
get those classic grooves for the verse with the stops. And this one, I like that David Draymond, they took away that vocal production, so it's kind of more clean on his
Yeah.
part and lower.
It's a bit more raw in a sense.
Raw, yeah, there you go, more raw. There's not as many effects, and for me, it's cool to hear oh, dude, David really does have a really good voice.
Yes.
Even without the effects, when he just sings on a lower register, he's got an iconic voice. It's very hard to mimic his timbre as far as a singer goes. You know,
He has a
there is
good-
no other David
He has a
Draymond.
good vocal range. He really does.
Dude, he does. That's what I was about to say
Yeah.
too. Is that
Yeah.
his lows on this song are super low, but he can hit those highs.
Well, it's
Yeah,
if anyone ever doubts his vocal range, just put on The Sound of Silence.
Dude, you love that song.
I do.
That's your butter.
I love it. I love it, but it's overplayed to me at this point.
It's hard-
I can only listen to it sometimes.
It's hard for me to listen to it because my mom is a huge 70s boomer.
So you
I've
fell in
heard
love
this
with the original.
Yeah, with the original.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It was hard for me to listen to it, but the one that sold me is when he does it live with Miles Kennedy doing the harmonies.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, dude. Okay, respect.
Well, any of the live videos. I mean, he had one on Conan where they performed it, and even
That's
that
right.
one was really good.
That's right. That was really good too, which was surprising to me. But getting back to going.
Yeah, getting back to the right ones. The
right
Infection is one of my favorite songs that Disturbed has ever put out.
Yeah.
Really, I would agree, dude. It's a top tier song on
It is,
Asylum.
it really
The
is.
bass is fucking great. It's parroting the guitar.
one of the
but
better
it's
solos on the
fucking
album.
good.
One of the
Yes.
better solos on the
Yes.
album.
One of the better solos that they've put out in general.
Dude,
Yep.
is it me or do they gent a little bit in this song?
It's not okay.
Gent's too low.
Dude,
Gent
they
is
low
gent it up.
But-
That's genting.
No.
What is that?
I'm not getting into this debate again.
Oh
I would say Genting is yes, doing like chugging like the but I think
They do
But
that.
it's
wait,
gotta be a
wait.
lot lower pitch.
but wait, it has to be not in 4/4
Oh
time.
my!
That's
shut the
also
fuck
true.
up.
Okay, it's got to
Yeah.
be like polyrhythmic. It's
guess
got to
I'm
have.
like-
It's
That's
got to.
just your opinion.
Dude,
It
no,
is
get-
my opinion.
dude,
Will
get the-
someone clarify what Gentis? I think also the double bass has to be mimicking completely what the guitar's doing.
Yeah.
Then we are Genting.
Yeah.
Like Peripheria.
Periphery.
No, they do that a lot.
Yeah. They were the Meshuggah, dude.
Meshuggah,
That's in
Okay.
4,
Alright,
but
whatever.
you're getting the double. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's Genting.
I
It's,
think it
Put
is.
it, put it in
has-
12/8 and then we'll talk.
has
exactly.
Elements. It has some element to it.
You know what, man? This is all 4, so I'm not going. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
kidding.
all 4/4.
But I was going to say, once again, the rhythm section, I'm glad you brought up the bass. Bass is awesome. The drummer on this song,
I love
the
the
tempo
drum track for this
dude,
fucking
the
song.
the tempo manipulation. It's not crazy technical, doesn't need to be, but it serves
Dude,
the song.
Dude, the
It
drumming
serves
during the
purpose.
chorus is probably one of my
Yes!
favorite
and
drum
he has
riffs.
that tempo change, and he hits that. Oh, dude, I love it. The Infections got me.
Yeah.
So for
I
that,
think we all got the winner.
Real quick.
Yeah,
this
I think so too.
The Infection's also on one of the older Guitar Hero games. I think it was DLC as 5 or Warriors of Rock.
really,
Oh,
It
really?
had, it had
didn't
all
know
of
that.
the tracks on it. And it was one of my favorite songs to play on expert drums.
Dude, speaking
yeah.
of, if
Yeah,
you
I'm
go
gonna
back
get
to
the
Warriors of
license again,
Rock,
just in case. Just in case, guys.
I think we're doing a lot better now.
Yeah, we are.
dude, if you go back to that Warriors of Rock, dude, it has some fucking bangers.
I love
Yeah.
the
Oh
track.
my
No, man, fucking the
Hero
one,
3?
the one you said.
No. That's Legends of Rock. Warriors
No,
of Rock
Warriors
is
of
six.
Rock.
Warriors of Rock is 6.
Okay, that has some heavy.
Which is the
ass
one with
tracks,
the
dude.
Megadeth songs?
That one's
That-
Warriors of Rock.
Yeah, that one's Warriors
Oh,
of Rock.
that's-
the one where
dude.
Sudden Death came out.
Dude,
That one has
so many.
all I know is the ending boss is fucking
awesome.
dialectic chaos system. We fight holy wars and sudden death.
Dude,
Yeah.
Are
stop
you
it.
fucking
Stop.
kidding
Oh,
me?
and let's not
So
forget-
basically, Guitar Hero Megadeth,
Well,
which
let's
for
not-
me is
oh,
like everything.
no, because the story was narrated by Gene Simmons.
That's right.
And,
you
the mid level you play through
2112
Oh my-
with
stop it.
the band narrating. Oh,
Yeah, and it's all fresh new recordings. It's not the original album recordings.
exactly, dude.
Dude,
When
that
I
is
heard
sick.
that, and
Rest in peace, Neil Peart.
Dude, rest in
Yes,
dude.
dude. Oh,
R.I.P.
R.I.P.,
We're gonna do a
brother.
best of Rush. I know we're
Dude, we
metalheads here,
will.
but I'm a Rush
Dude,
fanboy.
Every metalhead loves Rush at
Dude.
least a little bit.
Neil
And if they
Peart
don't,
is the
they're
pinnacle
posers.
of
No, I'm
drumming,
just
dude.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is
Yeah.
the pinnacle.
That one hurt. That one hurt. Like
Yeah.
out of all the musicians' death, because Neil was just
that was like losing David Bowie to me.
really,
Yeah.
even more so for me because a lot of people forget that Rush's lyrics are all written by Neil. He's a god,
That's
dude.
insane.
Yeah. But anyway, it was funny, and we're off on a tangent. But it was funny
Real
that
quick, Time Stand Still. Love that song.
Time Stands. Oh, by Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Rush go-to is the trees, dude. Oh,
Yes.
Red Barchetta.
Red Barchetta. Yeah, it's a fucking. I could go on a Rush.
Let's just
Oh.
put on
We gotta
some
do
Spirit-
another one.
Let's just put on some Spirit of Radio. But
Yeah.
let's get back to topic first.
But anyways, I was going back to Warriors of Rock. It was so funny to me that game sold the worst because it had the
that was
best.
literally best
It had
soundtrack, best engine,
hardest
best
fucking
Best
game.
engine. I'm so glad you agree with me on
Yeah,
that.
plus
That is the best
character
engine.
creation was fantastic. You could make not just your own guitarist or your own bassist, your own fucking band.
Yep,
Dude, that's
exactly.
pretty
And you had the
sick.
power ups and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to this. Are we all in agreement? Is it the infection? I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
infection
It's
wins.
the infection.
It's
It
a
would
blowout.
have.
It's a blowout.
I think the game would have been closer, but that intro really
It's just
fucks
a
me up.
nostalgia factor for me for the game.
Well, the game is better than the nostalgia. It's a good song,
It is
but
a
it
good
can't
song.
keep up with the infection.
No, dude, Infection's a banger, dude. I really
All right,
like
guys, let's go on to track number 3, which is everyone should know Stupify.
it. Dude,
Stupify
it's
versus
another
Warrior.
Nostalgic song,
that was.
dude.
I think that was their first single, to be honest.
Really, I think you're right.
I think
Dude,
so.
I remember that song.
All
just,
my gente in the barrio stand up, dude. Get
Oh
the
my,
fuck up.
Nice.
oh my God. Gente en la barrio, güey, la
Dude,
raza.
shirts
de pie,
off,
de
dude.
pie,
Yeah.
de pie. Get up on your feet. Yeah, no,
Oh
dude.
my God.
Stupify to me is like,
That's childhood.
it's
for me.
literally my childhood. That intro.
I have issues with Stupify though.
I do too.
Oh, of
I was
course, dude.
about to get
The
there.
ending is so unnecessary.
How it's just that
so
slow
dumb.
fade out when it should have
Yes.
just dropped.
It should have
and
just
kept
dropped,
the
dude. Like,
power.
why do you need that
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah, it should have just dropped. Also, it feels like the song was specifically written for a crowd and not for an album.
You are very right on that.
But
And
it's not
Disturbed-
the only song that's like that on that album.
I agree with you. Disturbed is very guilty of like, but
Fan pandering, I guess.
Fan-
Crowd pandering.
crowd pandering, because you got to imagine but to their credit, like if you're a band, what's your ultimate goal? Like
To perform
please
in front
your
of a bunch of
fans.
people.
is
Yes.
to like make as many fans as possible. Just some people that's their goal. Some people their goal is just to make their artistic expression. It doesn't matter how many fans you have.
And if you're Nickelback, it's to make money.
Exactly. And I think Disturbed is a little bit of both, but I think they have hits like this because it did. This song in particular, and we'll get to Down to the Sickness, are songs that, like, they're going to work. Like, this one in particular, Don't Deny Me, everyone's going to be singing, and don't deny
Dude,
me.
everyone's
so-
gonna sing to that.
Everyone's going to sing that. Yeah.
Yes, that's so much.
So
fun.
we know how iconic Stupify is.
Yeah, let's go to the Warrior.
I want to know y'all's take on Warrior.
Dude,
Bro.
it's a heavy hitter, dude.
It's heavy.
I love that little
but-
squealy. It's a little sample.
But-
but, dude,
Squealies of the first part,
Dude,
right?
yes.
Yeah. And the drumming, again.
The drums are great.
Great drum delivery.
But
the lyrics
I
hit really
dislike the
hard
song.
too.
Really? Okay, tell me
Why?
why you dislike the song.
Why?
because it's a rehash of Indestructible.
Is it really? I
Listen
don't
to
remember
the
that
lyrical
well.
theme, because one of the songs is about being a soldier fighting to take down the horrors of the world around you, the people that are against you. The other one is about being a warrior that's there to take
Okay,
out.
the lyrics are a little generic, but
lyrics
it's
are
still
generic.
pretty
But the
cool,
music
dude.
itself, come
Yeah.
on.
The music itself is really good, but I didn't like the fact that the lyrics the lyrical
Rehashed.
theme rehashed.
Yeah,
it.
it left
And
a poor
I
taste in
felt
the
the
mouth.
same way since the day I picked it up. I picked up this album day one. I remember sitting in a Sonic drive-through with the CD on in my fucking Honda Civic and
Legend.
just listening to the whole thing. And this is one of my least favorite songs on this particular album.
What?
Wow.
Dude,
Or more accurately,
Oh.
I don't know. I disagree.
more,
with
Just
you.
say
more,
it, I
more accurately,
ahead.
it nitpicked me the wrong way. So
I got you. And to
I
me,
can listen to it because there's some really good stuff about it, but I just can't.
to me, and we've talked about this on other episodes, I'm much more of a musical person than I am a lyrical person.
Exactly. Same here.
And to me, Indestructible musically is so much different on the vocal delivery. Indestructible determination that is incorruptible. Like that one has a very I think that one has a similar vocal pattern to Liberate.
It does.
So
yeah.
that's what always threw me out Indestructible, because I always thought about liberate your mind and then Indestructible. Like they're the exact same thing, dude.
Don't do that to me.
I'm
so
sorry, dude.
similar,
Yes, the stress is the exact same. But
Don't
anyway,
do
So
that to
Sam,
me.
I have a question, dude. So musically, you're more inclined for the lyrics over music?
I'm not 100% sure if that's true. As a novice bassist and barely amateur drummer, I do really love the instrumentation. I love how the instruments can all flow together. But as a karaoke veteran, I do tend to. I spend a
Dude,
lot.
this guy's a
Wait a
legend.
second. Wait a second.
I spend a lot of time focusing on the lyrics and their meanings.
That's
and
very
a lot
true.
Of time
That's
focusing
that
on
makes
the flow
sense.
of
Yeah.
them. So it's not so much that I focus on the vocals because that's what I enjoy most about the song.
Yeah.
It's what I end up noticing because that's what I end up studying more.
yeah, like the message. Like you
yeah.
really know the lyrics
I've never
well.
been a
'Cause of-
lyrical guy. Like music itself is so empowering to me.
I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
Mine is
I didn't-
like and I think JJ would attest to this too. Is that music come first and the lyrics are an afterthought. Like
that's just-
they can either add to the song or they're
just
neutral.
adds.
Like
And
I really
as someone that cannot write lyrics to save my life, I can write a
Same.
bass. I
Same.
can write bass. I
couldn't
can
do
write drums. I cannot write vocals or lyrics to
I'm
save
right there
my
with you,
life.
dude.
But I
It's
have
so
to focus on that
impressive,
stuff
yeah.
because if I'm just like, man, this song is fucking awesome. I really want to sing it, and I take the time to look at it. It's like, oh, this song is about being the person
Yeah,
that
here,
follows
let's do it.
Hitler. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So
I couldn't do
Yeah,
that
I
shit.
feel you.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I.
detract.
Over
But
the last
it
several
really
years,
it
it's
makes
been more
that
like
much
that.
of effect that you would say it's one of the bottom tier songs on
dude,
this
I can't-
album.
I can't-
Just that it irks me the wrong way. Damn it! I may be attacking it too harsh.
I think
instruments
so
are
a little
fucking
bit too, because
awesome.
I really think Warrior's a good
allow me,
song.
my pick already.
allow me to turn it back then.
Okay.
I will retract that, but I still think I would go with Stupify.
Well, I'm going to Warrior, dude. I know Stupify is nostalgic. It's iconic. It's a staple.
So while I
but
was
the
listening,
Warrior instrumentals, dude, are
so
just
on
fire.
on my notes, I do not have either of them highlighted to say which one wins because
It's a toss-up?
It's a toss up for me. It depends on what I'm in the mood for at the time, and right now I'm feeling more Stupefy than I am Warriors.
Yeah.
Stupify used to be like a top top song for me. So I think I've heard it too much.
Yeah.
And Warrior's a little different, and it just, dude, it hits hard for me.
Yeah.
I like the Warrior personally.
I
know
this
it's
one
tough.
was a hard
It's
one, dude.
actually
It
a
really was
tough
because
matchup.
like you said, Stupify is super iconic. But then again, I ran into the same exact problem, and I'm so glad you said it, Sam, is that for me, Stupify feels a little bit like pandering, a little bit like this was meant for the
A
radio.
little bit, yeah.
It's meant
Where
for the
to
crowds,
me,
yes.
Warrior feels a little bit more organic. Like so,
I don't know either, dude. I don't know about that.
it's
either.
a fit. It's so
It's
close,
so-
but I think I may
so
go with
slim.
JJ, and that may just because my ears are way fresher on Warrior.
That's true.
Like this is my maybe now I've heard the Warrior 10 times. I've heard Stupefy probably a million times,
dude,
dude.
so many
It's
times.
so hard to compare.
and I've heard both songs pretty much about the same amount.
Really? Holy
Probably.
shit! Damn.
Wow, that's incredible.
I listened to a lot of Disturbed back in the day.
He's a Disturbed fan.
Exactly.
He said it before. He said it before.
But I hold no ill will towards y'all for choosing the Warrior, because honestly, by tomorrow I'll probably have changed my mind over to it, because that's the way that these two songs are for me. It's a toss up each day.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
this
can see
next
that.
one's
All right, so
fucking
the Warrior gets the
battle.
pentagram of truth. Let's move on to track number 4. Another Way to Die versus Down with the
Dude, this
Sickness.
is
We
a
got to talk
battle,
about. We
dude.
got to talk
I'm
about Down
sorry,
with the
this is
Sickness.
a
Oh,
battle.
we got to start off before we start off with that. These are probably the two biggest singles, not counting The Sound of Silence being their cover. These are their two biggest singles.
Are you serious?
Sales
Really?
I do
Another
believe
Way to
so.
Die?
I do
Over
believe so.
Stricken and 10,000 Fists.
I know, dude. It
and
can't indestructible
what I mean,
itself.
What I mean so much is that obviously everyone knows how much Down with the Sickness has been played. That is
yeah, that's
that is the most overplayed Disturbed
is
song
that is
out
that
there.
their? Could anyone fact check? Is that on Spotify? Is it still their number 1?
Allow me to check while I'm
On Google
this
Play
tangent.
Music, it's number 1. It's by far number
So
1.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my point with Another Way to Die is I remember when that album was coming out, that was the song.
It's
that
got to
kept
be their
coming-
biggest hit.
It's got to
Still
be.
to this day.
Another Way to Die was the one that kept coming up. And yes, Down with the Sickness with 322 million plays on Spotify.
They can
Dude,
retire.
that's
But-
kind of like
Technically, The Sound of Silence is number 2 at 371
Dude, that's
million.
insane.
no, that would be number 1 then.
It's not the number 1 in popularity.
No, but like
Technically,
streams
yes.
wise.
Streams.
Yeah,
Holy
streams-wise.
shit, sound! I did
Dude, they're
not know-
polar opposites. That's crazy to me.
And I would not think
Yeah.
Sound of Silence would be their biggest song.
Oh yeah, because it crossed over to everyone, not just
It's
the
true,
Disturbed
dude.
fans.
Fuck, I didn't know
That's
that.
true.
It's
Yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel fans that are watching Conan and
Yeah.
it comes up.
That
This
is
is true. I
pretty
didn't
insane.
think
But
about that.
to my point, Another Way to Die may not have been one of their biggest singles, like compared to Stricken or others, but it was the biggest one on that album, in my opinion, and it was definitely the one that got overplayed and oversaturated.
Which one, Down
in
with
the
the
market.
Sickness?
No,
No,
that's my point. Another Way to Die, but you can say it about either of them. Both of them,
I don't know.
Both
dude.
of them were
It's just
overplayed.
because I don't listen to
to
that
hell.
often.
Yeah, I was about to say with
Yeah.
JJ, like running through this album again. This was my first time listening to Another Way to Die.
So y'all liked it then?
I loved it. I really liked it.
I thought it was a
Like,
fucking
I-
headbanger, dude.
Oh,
Okay.
I love the song, but the intro is just a little too slow for me.
It is, but
But
here's
but then,
why.
But then the solo reprises that
It's a
slowness,
little
and
bit
I
of
love
slow
that.
start.
It's
I will agree
slow,
with you.
But one of the things I put down in my notes is, especially on the first album, is that there's not so many slow parts. So when you're given that dynamic, when the heavy part comes in, it gives you more of like the oomph. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I really feel that.
Yeah.
I love the verses, great chorus, and I really like the solo. Like, I thought the solo was pretty fucking
The
good.
solo
Yeah.
was
Another
really
way,
good.
dude. Now, I got to talk about Down with the Sickness, because
the start of the drums is so iconic. I just
is.
I can't think of another way to
Yeah,
describe.
those
I
drums
can't
are
be
the
just
most-
not biased about it. It's
Those
just-
drums are probably one of the most iconic things that Disturbed
I've
has
heard
ever
it
put
too
out.
many times not
Yeah.
to be biased. And
Yeah.
it's just it sucks.
but guys, can we talk about the breakdown?
Dude,
and
After
when I
all
dream-
Child
these years,
abuse is still the worst fucking
It's
part.
so-
It's
No,
skippable.
no, it's not specifically child abuse. I definitely agree with you. It is the worst part of the song, unless you're up on stage singing it yourself, and then it is fantastic.
no,
but,
Sam, no, Sam.
but
I
because
disagree.
I've sung that song so many times, and I love it.
You
It is
feel
so-
the energy?
It is my wife's favorite song that I sing.
Really?
It really is. She loves it when I sing that song.
Wow.
I think if I
But
sang this to my wife, she'd divorce me.
I proposed to her after singing that song.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
We didn't even talk
that
about
is
hand,
so
hand to your
What a legend.
hand to your God.
hand to your God.
But I definitely agree that I agree in the original recording it feels tacky. It feels like it shouldn't belong.
It hasn't aged well. Like
in
when
interviews.
when this album came out, 2000, I was 6 years old.
Right.
And I probably heard it when I was
about
6.
8. I was about 8 at the time. I didn't hear it until a few years later.
And
but-
I know my brother picked this up like the day it came out. But my problem with this is like I remember loving that part and like screaming along with it. But now when I put it on, I'm like,
never loved that part.
I hate it.
I've
Like,
never
I
loved
can't get down to it.
My brother and I talked about it years ago when we were talking about doing our own covers and stuff. If we ever covered Down with the Sickness, we would have found a way to write a solo to replace all of that. Do the full And When I Dream, but as soon as that ended, go into a solo and play that out until the comes back.
You know what's funny is I'm a little bit of a hypocrite though, because
up?
on Korn I actually like Daddy, and it's just as
No,
bad.
no,
So-
no, no,
it's
no.
just
so-
as
Here
bad,
is what
dude.
I'll say. No, it's not. I don't agree with that. You're wrong. You know, here's why.
But
Because
real quick-
JD,
okay, go ahead.
JD does a better, a
You're
better.
gonna say he's a better vocalist.
No.
Oh.
Wait a second. It sounds more organic when JD delivers it because the song is set up to
It's
be.
for himself.
It serves the song better in that song.
You might be
This
right.
song is like you get a pop hit and then all of a sudden you're just smacked with "No, mommy, don't do it
It's
again."
so
like,
random
what?
to me.
Like it just
The
comes out of
transition
nowhere.
to that does not work.
But David Draymond has said in interviews before the song that breakdown is not specifically about physical abuse between a mother and a child.
What is it about?
It's more so emotional. It's supposed to be like the emotion, not just what the child is feeling, but what the mother is feeling too. And it's supposed to
Okay.
be the distancing of the two of them. He also agrees that it's not exactly PC in this day and age. But listening to them do it live nowadays,
So when they do it-
on Asylum's special edition, they have a live version of
Does
Down
he
with
do
the
the-
Sickness.
Do they change it up?
He
or
does
what?
it. It doesn't change up much, but it feels more emotional. It feels more real. It doesn't feel like it's as out of place.
Yeah.
when
It's
doing
just like
it.
an add-on. Like I feel
it
like
don't-
when
it
I
don't feel
listen,
like
it's
it's
just
an
a
add-on
fucking
anymore.
add-on,
Yeah.
dude. Like it's not necessary. They could cut off that part, and the song would be
and the
perfect.
radio edit does.
Does it
Yes,
really?
I was about to say
mo-
the
and
radio
most-
edit does.
and most
Yeah, 'cause
karaoke
they cut that
versions-
part.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they cut that part.
Most
Oh,
karaoke
okay.
versions cut it out too. If I'm gonna sing that song, I specifically make sure
The
do you
song's
have that
fucking
version with that
amazing, then,
breakdown?
dude. To me, it's fucking amazing without that part. Like it's
I-
incredible.
Yeah, it's a top tier song.
It depends on the performance, and that's one of the reasons why I'm defending it is because I would not sing that song live if it wasn't for that one part.
Dang, dude, I'm so in disagreement with you. I hate that part, but I
Come-
don't sing karaoke.
come out and see
Oh,
me sing
I
it.
need to go. Oh,
honestly-
we've been talking about we need to do it. We need to do a karaoke
And
night.
honestly, because of that, I'm picking Another Way to Die, dude.
I agree with JJ, dude. That part ruins
Wow.
that song for me, which is crazy
The
for me
biggest-
to say.
I think it's the
We
biggest.
spent
disturbed hit.
we spent way more time talking about Down with the Sickness than Another Way to Die.
It's just a good song. It's a good
Yeah.
headbanger, dude. It
Uh,
works.
What do
really
you
well.
What do you
It does.
pick, Sam? You go down with the sickness? Or
I
you go-
would go Down with the Sickness. I do completely agree that the breakdown does not work in the original recording as time has gone on. But everything else about that song I do believe still holds up to this day.
Okay.
And
I agree. It really does.
And I agree with y'all picking Another Way to Die. I hold
Especially,
no
I was
ill
about to
will.
say one of my favorite parts is that riff, and for the chorus has those harmonics.
Oh yeah,
I love that. Like you
It's
can't.
different too.
Yeah, it is really different. It's got a different vibe.
It's really cool.
There's a reason why they went big. Like that's a pretty impressive song. But
Yeah.
recently, when I did it back to back, I was like, no, dude, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go into track number 5.
This
No,
was a fucking
actually, real
blowout.
quick, the chorus for Another Way to Die, I do absolutely love, especially the harmonies during the last chorus.
Yes, I was
The
about to
vocal
agree with
harmonies
that.
during the last
Of
chorus
course,
are great.
Yes, it is.
Let's go into track number 5, which is Violence Fetish versus Never Again.
This one's a fucking blowout to me.
I got problems with
I
both of these.
agree. Oh, I gotta hear it. What are your
Fetish
problems?
Sucks ass, dude.
So-
Which one?
Violent Fetish. I think
What?
it sucks ass.
What?
dude.
Oh,
I'm
I
a
think-
fucking
I-
hater
No,
on that
dude.
song, dude.
I think that Violence Fetish, I like how it starts off real quiet. Bring the violence.
Dude, his
It's
voice
okay.
is so different in this song.
Yeah, it is.
It is
but
really
when
different.
he gets to the chorus and he's shouting the same thing. At that point, it feels like he's straining his voice too much. It feels like the entire flow of the song has changed completely from that chorus.
dude. I think
But
it's
guys,
just too different.
the chorus riff is one of the best
No, it's
Disturbed
not.
riffs.
It's
Dude,
one of the
it's-
most
It's-
simple Disturbed
Yes,
riffs.
it's very
Are you? It's like no, dude, with like the with the
yeah.
no,
That's
we
how
got
bad the
that's
song
how bad the
is.
song is. No, dude, with
That's how
the
bad it is. They shut the lights off.
it's
on
like
us.
fucking Tom Morello esque.
No, it's
Oh, so it's
not,
bad
dude.
then.
no,
Oh
it,
my-
dude, it's
You hate Tom Morello. You can't even agree.
everyone's gonna bring up the last episode. Oh, Will hates Tom Morello.
Tom
no,
Morello
no,
sucks.
guys, when they open the Violence Fetish, fucking that
The opening riff for
But that's
Violence
the
Fetish
same-
is fantastic.
That's
but
the
it's-
chorus riff.
But it's played differently. It's played at a different key.
No,
It's
no,
just
it's
never
not.
again.
That's that is the note for note. That is a chorus riff. Y'all are fucking wrong.
I'm just
dude. That
saying,
riff
Never
smacks.
Again has the fucking best solo on both albums, dude. The solo's
Ooh,
so
the
killer.
solo-
Personally, I love it.
Dude,
I still think
Violence-
I still think the Infections solo is
Better,
better.
but the solo's
the solo
fucking
on
good,
Never
dude.
Again is
Dude,
really good.
Violence Fetish. The breakdown
can't
probably has
believe you like
David
that
Draymond's
song.
best screaming on the album.
I would agree with that. But
Come
the
on.
song itself, the
on.
instruments suck ass,
No,
dude.
that's the like one of the only great guitar riffs on the album, dude.
I really like the intro instrumentations for Violence Fetish.
But that's
I
the
really-
chorus. That's literally the chorus of the
can't.
song.
So
dude.
why repeat it?
Because it's a banger, Sam. It's a
Yes,
banger.
but by the time that they bring out with my problem is specifically David Draymond singing during the chorus on that song. It's
I think
not
it.
right.
Oh, I think it fits.
No.
Don't tell me y'all are
Dude.
both okay. Let's talk about Never
I just
Again.
can't take
Never
it.
Dude,
Again is a
guys.
song about the
Dude, the
Holocaust.
main riff
Come
is
on.
so sick.
I know, but the opening is so corny.
Okay, the O.
Oh, I do hate that. And then the
I agree with you. It's one of the worst whisper vocals out
It's
there.
one of the
That's for
and,
sure.
You know, I hate whisper vocals,
But
but
it grows. It's
Da-
a grower, dude.
I was gonna say I hate the whisper vocals, but David Draymond's honestly one of the better whisper vocalists.
He is.
out there.
He
like,
really is.
Like Jonathan
No, dude.
Davis.
No, I
no,
don't
no,
like
no.
his
Of-
whispers.
I'm
not a fan of
First of
his.
all, I don't like whisper. I do like some whispers. But I've gone with what Will has said a lot of the times when he's just like, no, I don't like whispers. Like I agree
Randy
with you when
Bly
you say
does a better
that.
job.
Yeah,
But
Randy Blythe does not do a better job.
Yes, he does. Oh my
Oh, JJ,
God,
you are
dude.
so wrong. You are so wrong.
David
Blythe's the
Draymond's
man.
whispers are good in
Context.
context.
This
Because
one isn't
his,
good.
His whisper at the beginning of Violence Fetish is great. His
Yeah.
whisper at the beginning of Never Again is
Whack.
not.
Yeah,
That's
but there's
super whack.
some other breakdowns we'll get to where I'm like, okay, I usually hate whispers. And it takes a really like Jonathan Davis is probably the best whispering person, and I hate whispers.
Okay, yeah.
But Randy Blythe is the worst whisper vocalist,
now
dude.
you're just over exaggerating. I swear to God,
No, there's some bad ones, like the guy from Veil of Maya. Horrible
this
whisper.
guy's the worst whisperer.
No, Rob Flynn has better whispers than
Wait,
Rob,
wait,
dude.
the band Veil of Maya or the song Veil of Maya?
No, the band Veil
Oh,
of
okay,
Maya.
because I was thinking of Cynic. So it's
No, Cynic
that's-
is... Dude,
pretty
once
badass.
again, guys, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Dude, Sean Reinhardt.
I know.
Too many, man.
I know,
Too many
man.
Too many. Sean
I think
Reinhardt's
they were
a
within like a week of each other too.
yes, dude. And Sean, dude, his drumming on Focus and on
Yeah.
fucking Trace Daenerys is so iconic.
Shit.
Anyway, let's get. We're on it. What are we at? We're already at like fucking 47 minutes. Let's go down to a pick. What are you guys going with?
I'm sorry. I am going Never Again.
No, I'm going Violence Fetish.
I'm going Never Again.
Yeah,
Fuck
easy,
both y'all.
easy.
Fuck you too. No, I'm sorry, but Violence Fetish. It's that chorus that kills me on it. It just is, and
Next up.
Never Again earns a lot of points for the subject matter. It really does because he is
he's Jewish.
He's Jewish.
Yeah.
He is a Hebrew national. So
Yeah.
not like the hot dog. I'm sorry.
What?
There's a hot dog brand called Hebrew National. I had
Oh.
to do it. No.
And I've seen like for me, I agree. Like the lyrical content's one of the more powerful in the album, but I just don't think the music's up to par. For me personally,
The
but I
solo's
do
good.
agree. When I read the lyrics, I was like, "These are one of
Agree
the
to
better."
disagree. That's for sure.
Agree to disagree. Yeah, one of my favorite things about Draymond. God, we're gonna go off so many topics. It doesn't even matter. Who gives a shit?
That's what
But-
happens when I'm here.
Yeah, I know. I loved when he called out fucking Roger Waters for being kind of like, whatever you believe on the issue of Israel versus Palestine, I don't really give a shit. But Roger Waters to me is just so condescending, like how he thinks he's better than everyone. He's got the right opinion with all of his fucking bullshit.
He's pretty badass though.
No, dude, you're telling the Pink Floyd fanboy about Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, personality-wise, I much prefer David Gilmour.
yeah.
If it wasn't for Roger Waters, the band would still be together. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm glad David Draymond called him out on his bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
You know.
awesome.
But anyway, let's go into.
Although, real quick, talking about Pink Floyd, we can play a little 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon right here if you want.
Why?
From Disturbed to Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty big. Hey, dude, but I love Pink Floyd. You can't hate them.
Love it
Like,
all.
Oh, I agree.
yeah.
But it's real quick. It's only a few degrees. John Moyer, the bassist for Disturbed, played with Adrenaline Mob.
Okay.
Who their drummer was Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, who also is
Who I
now
love.
currently in Sons of Apollo.
Yep.
Who
Yep.
in their most recent live album have a cover of Comfortably Numb,
Really?
and it is fantastic.
Oh, that's
I haven't
pretty
heard
cool.
it.
I gotta check that out.
I've always wanted to go see Sons of Apollo because, like, JJ knows I love Dream Theater more for the instruments over
Yeah.
Labrie's to me
Labrie is the weakest link of that.
the weakest link.
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
And
Portnoy,
but Sons of Apollo will not come back to San Antonio.
really?
They had
I
a
missed him that one time.
That was
Like,
the
hey.
one time, and
I
you weren't
missed
the
the
only
jig.
one that missed them. They canceled the show.
Oh, really?
Shauna
oh,
and
shit.
I had tickets 3 days before. We got an email and a refund saying that it had been canceled.
Oh,
Damn.
Never got a word why. I reached out to
Probably,
Mike on Facebook. Nothing.
Probably attendance, I would think.
No,
San
because
Antonio is all about the core, dude.
ever since then, none of the big metal acts will go to Backstage Live or Alamo City Music Hall, as it's now called.
I have some conspiracy theories about that.
Yeah.
But that's not for the pod.
Yeah, we shall talk about that.
We'll talk about that off the air.
That's funny.
All right, let's go to track number 6, The Animal versus Fear.
I think this is a fucking blowout too.
Okay, tell me
I
why.
love me some Fear, dude. Fear.
Really?
It's just so
JJ.
again, once
I
again, it's
love-
nostalgic.
I love the intro.
It reminds me of Dragon Ball Z once again.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just it hits hard. I love
Dude,
it.
if you want to be reminded of Dragon Ball Z, go listen to Stradivarius, because four
Which one?
The album Infinite, 4 of their songs were ripped off for the Budokai soundtrack.
Oh shit, I don't remember that.
Did
we talk about this?
I talked about it on our first
Yeah, he
episode.
did.
probably
Oh,
talked
no,
about
on
it.
Stradivarius, he
On
talked about it.
Stradivarius, not Disturbed.
Yes.
Funimation loves putting Disturbed into the movies. And Dream Theater.
I think the structure works really well.
And Dream Theater,
personally.
because Home off of Metropolis Part 2
2, yeah.
was at the beginning of History of Trunks.
I didn't know that either.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
pretty
that's
damn
where I first
good.
heard Dream Theater.
Let's go back to Fear. That intro, once again,
That intro is
dated.
fantastic.
What?
Dude, I agree with Sam, dude. The intro is fantastic.
Dated,
both y'all.
dated, yes.
I literally put I love that
Dude,
intro.
in the context of the album,
Yeah.
it is a great
It's a
fucking
banger,
intro.
dude.
If you spent your last the next 10 minutes listening to 10 minutes is only enough time to get in like 2 songs. Let's say the next hour you're only listening to stuff from today, and then you go back to Fear. Yes, that intro is going to sound horrible, but in the context when listening to these 2 albums, it works.
The ending's pretty awesome. The structure of the song flows really well, dude. I really enjoy this song. I really do.
But the chorus is a little boring lyric.
I think exactly what I wrote in my notes.
Dude,
the chorus
animal
is
has, like,
repetitive.
that weird shit of
Dude, I
alien
like this
noises. I don't
space-
know
dude,
what
I
is
like
going
that,
on.
dude.
The Animal is another song that I love that's about werewolves.
And I love the
Doesn't work for
isolated
me.
like drum part when David Draymond sings over that. I like it a lot.
Oh yeah,
I like that a lot. And then the solo's really cool
also
with the
the-
syncopation
real
where they mirror each other. I love that part.
Well, I fucking love the harmony. Taking form in the glitter of this tainted moonlight. I love that one line right there.
I don't know, dude. I really think his performance is weak in this song.
You're wrong.
It's not I'm not a fan.
No.
Not a fan of the animal.
Okay, well, let's go to our votes because we're pretty far on that. I'm going with the animal.
I'm going with the
I'm
Animal.
going with Fear.
Oh, you're so wrong.
Dude, fuck y'all.
Right back at you, buddy.
All right, we're halfway. Let's talk about these album covers. Guys, please don't argue with us. Asylum has the much better album
Oh,
cover.
yeah.
Easily, hands down.
The sickness is weird. It's
But-
always been weird.
It's always been
it's-
weird.
What is it?
But it's iconic at this point.
It is.
I think
You're
it's
right,
just
you're
David
Coming out
Draymond's
of
bald
human?
head.
No, is
Is
it?
it really?
I'm not sure, but that's what
I
it seems like
don't
to me.
understand
It
that.
reminds me of the fucking Valve logo with the valve sticking out. The
I
back
agree.
Of the
It
head.
does look like, but the
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like
minus
it's
this.
coming out of a body, or I don't know what's going on.
It's
there.
either that or a straight jacket.
It looks
Like maybe
like,
like a straight jacket pulled over like your
I don't
head, like
get
a
it.
fucking hockey thing. Like
Yeah.
you know,
It
you're
looks
gonna
like
beat
skin
someone up
though.
like that.
The
It does
outside
kind
part
of,
looks
yeah.
like skin, so I don't get it.
I don't know. It looks like just someone trying to make an edgy 2000s album
I'm
cover.
pretty sure
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's
edgy.
that
That's
is
all I
what
see.
it
What's
feels
the
like.
mascot called?
The mascot. I was going to ask you, who's the mascot? What is his name?
I don't fucking remember that.
Like the chosen
He
one? or
does.
the
He
evil
does
one?
all of them now.
Yeah, he's
Like,
on.
he's
every
the
single
best.
one of them in one way. Actually, I don't think he was on the most recent one.
What's the reason?
No, he wasn't. You're right. DNA. He wasn't on DNA.
Evolution.
DNA? Evolution.
Yeah,
Oh,
but,
it's
but that was
literally
the
the
DNA
evolution.
stream
It's
that was
like,
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, that one was not him. But the one for Immortalized, I
in
love that one.
The fucking cliffside.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool mascot. But
The mascot's just called the guy.
okay, the guy.
Oh, the
okay,
guy's pretty
let's talk
cool.
about the guy versus other mascots.
He shows up on everyone's tattoo, and there is anyone that gets a Disturbed tattoo. It's either
I'm not gonna lie.
It's
He's
either
pretty weak
believe-
compared to other mascots.
Okay, I'll put it this way:
Well,
it's
hold
same
on,
gen-
Vic.
same generation. No, same
Oh,
generation.
same generation.
Deathbat or the guy?
the guy.
The guy.
The Deathbat's good, but Avenged
Who
Sevenfold puts it
else?
on everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Papa?
Ooh, Papa or the
Dude,
guy?
I take
no,
Papa, dude, all
Papa,
day,
Papa's
dude.
the next. Papa's kind of the next generation.
That's
man.
true. That's true. But at least they're in the 2000s, so let's compare them,
Does
right?
Korn
So
have
let's-
anything?
let's-
The pedophile guy?
no,
He comes
no.
out on like 4 albums.
I say real quick, Iron Maiden versus Disturbed as far as mascots go.
Dude, Eddie.
Oh, dude, that's a joke.
Sam, come on.
That's a fucking
No,
joke,
I
dude.
wanted to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Vic Rattlehead.
Dude,
Vic
stop
Rattlehead
it.
is the
Stop
the
it.
goat. The goat.
He's-
I already told you and Eric on like
Nah,
episode
dude,
12.
Eddie's the goat, first of
What?
all. Eddie's the goat.
You and
first
Eric were
of
wrong,
all.
dude. Vic Rattlehead is the goat. Eddie is second tier. Megadeth all the way.
Oh, Five Finger Death Punch mascot.
Oh, there we go.
I don't remember his name though.
I'm sorry,
The
but
one
the
with the-
guy
the
still
five on
wins.
it.
The guy's better than the Five Finger Death
Yeah,
Punch one.
same here.
I think it's Skullface. Or
I don't know. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Okay, the guy versus Skull Kid from Majora's Mask.
Skull Kid. I'll go with Skull Kid.
As
I
long
love
as he
all
has
day.
the
Majora's Mask on.
Yeah, I love the mask. You can't deny that. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's go to track number 7, which is Numb versus Crucified.
Numb's
Okay.
a little bit slower on the
But the
album.
tone on it is almost perfect.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it is the most tonally consistent song throughout the entire album.
And is it
doesn't
not-
have any moments that feel out of place in
The
the, rest
middle
of
of the song
Doesn't have
is
any-
fucking fantastic, dude. It's killer.
This one to me struck me as when you listen to the intro, it feels more Tool-esque.
Yes.
I can get
Dude,
that.
right,
Yeah.
right.
What pisses me off about Tool is like they keep building up and
And they
don't-
never they never climax it.
Yeah, exactly. This is what happens in this song. I wish they just kept building.
Oh my
up
god!
to
It just remembers my first time hearing Tool, fucking Parabola, while playing Guitar Hero World Tour.
It's great, but
Yeah,
I wish
it
I
never,
want more. I
It's
want
just
more.
like it never ends, but it ends before it should have ended. There was
Oh,
there was
no, I don't know
climax.
about that, dude. I love Parabola. But
Parabola is awesome.
let me
I
talk
just
about
feel
that.
like it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds.
The intro for Numb, the dynamics are more Tool-esque. Do I love it? No, I don't love it so much. But when you get hit, once again, when you get hit with that chorus after getting beaten down by like consistently upbeat songs, it really diversifies itself
It's a
personally.
good change of pace.
Yeah. And then, guys, can we talk about that fucking tone of guitar for the breakdown is not Electric Funeral by Black Sabbath?
It sounds like
Wow, 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 wow,
It
wow.
really does. Dude, that's so funny.
Versus Crucified.
Dude,
I like the,
Crucified has that fucking cool
got a
double
big groove.
bass.
Dude,
yeah, it does.
I love.
Drummer kills the
I
chorus.
very
love
melody
Crucified.
driven.
The verse vocals feel a little slow to me.
I agree. I thought Draymond's vocals on this one are
Dude,
not the best.
251,
Hold on, by the
that melody is so good. I
Yeah.
love it.
But by the chorus vocals are a lot better than the verse vocals.
Yes, I agree with that too.
But
Yeah.
by the second verse, it kind of picks itself up. But the first verse, it just kind of feels like it doesn't really.
the second half of the song is way better.
yeah.
I really enjoy that.
But I guess like what's the term called when there's like a bit between the verse and the chorus, like a vocal
Bridge.
bit. Okay, so the bridge that's in between the verse and the chorus in there is I really like the vocals during that
Yeah.
point. Plus the guitars pick up at that point and everything. It, honestly, Crucified feels like it's a really good song.
So y'all are going with Crucified?
I'm going Crucified.
I'm going with Numb, dude,
Dude,
personally.
you're crazy, dude.
I like Numb.
Nah, it's a good song though.
These are all
I
good
take
decisions.
Yes.
What are you going with?
I'm going with Crucified.
Crucified.
But these are all good decisions.
Dude, this next one I couldn't pick. I had
All right,
trouble.
one versus Serpentine.
I had trouble, dude.
Serpentine. So Serpentine,
Dude, here's the I don't know why you're saying that. I think Serpentine's the clearly better song.
So
Dude, his scream on fucking one is fucking awesome, dude.
Dude, but that Machine Head ripoff.
The interlude is
Tell me that is not a
Interlude's
machine.
too
You're
quiet.
wearing the Machine Head shirt.
They have a little bit of Tom Morello there. That's what.
No, dude,
Yes.
Machine. It's Machine. That breakdown is Machine fucking Head.
So let me say this about
Anytime
Serpentine,
you do
though.
the last two, that's you. That's Machine Head, dude. Come on.
Let me say this about Serpentine though. because obviously y'all are focusing more on the instruments than on the
Yes,
than
of
on the
course.
lyrics. Those lyrics mean something to me. The entire point is about a man that has been abused by a woman that is just willing to take advantage, and him just being too naive to get out when the time was right.
Yeah.
And that hits home to me so hard.
Really?
Really?
I've had some bad relationships.
Wow.
And my wife is fantastic. Don't go.
Oh, everyone's going to be questioning.
No one's going to
No,
be questioning
no
that.
one's-
But I've had some previous relationships where it felt like I was giving and giving and giving, and all that they were doing was leading me on and
They're just
taking
taking.
and taking and taking.
Oh,
And
that's
that-
Sam's
heavy,
getting
dude.
deep with Serpentine.
And Serpentine, I have trouble
home.
listening to it now because I kind of have PTSD of that time in my life.
Wow.
Damn.
That's hard, dude.
It's a fantastic song.
I
But
love
it
Serpentine. I
it
think it's great.
hurts so much to listen to it.
Yeah. It's a great song, dude.
Instrumental
me-
wise, the bass is
Meanwhile,
incredible.
Want is really good too.
I don't know, dude. You guys have to make the pick.
Dude,
I
Oh
and
no,
the
I'm not
drummer
saying.
groups-
I am not saying it's better than Serpentine.
and-
Serpentine's my choice, but one's still a good song.
Serpentine, and also the breakdown is better on Serpentine because I don't know. I prefer more, even though there's whispers, I still prefer more. I think Draymond is better with the whispers.
My pick doesn't even fucking matter at this point. But
You were
like,
gonna go Want.
I think it would have been Serpentine. The bass shines.
Well, can we talk
really
about
well.
Want before we carry on? I know we're short on time, but come on, let's enjoy ourselves.
Okay, well then go for it. Go for it. Tell me about one. I already told you my opinions. I think it's a shitty Machine Head ripoff.
I think it has some Tom Morello influence.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. In the verses,
It,
it, really
does have some really good groove to it. It does. It's just it's not even close to the best song on that album. It's not the worst.
Yeah, but the
Because
verse,
we're getting to the worst.
the
pretty
verse riff
soon.
has a really cool harmonics in it.
It's not
But
the
David
worst. The next
Draymond's
three are not the best.
on one, David Draymond's voice is not my favorite. Like, there's just something about it where
yeah,
I'm
it's-
not feeling it.
By that point, it feels like he's pushing himself too hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trying too hard in that particular song.
Yeah. All right, then so Serpentine got the Pentagram of Truth. Let's move on to track number 9, which is, oh shit, we're idiots. See, guys.
We have not been to.
Yeah. So track number 9 is Conflict versus My Child.
Can I start off by saying that Conflict fucking sucks?
Yes, I agree. My Child wins.
I
agree.
Dude, you guys
the-
are fucking insane.
Dude, wait, please,
Oh
please,
my
please,
God.
let me-
You're gonna make me
please,
angry.
Let me.
Oh
I
my
have notes
God.
on this.
I can't
I have
even
notes
take
on
it. I'm so
this.
done.
I
with
can't
you.
even take it.
I have notes on this.
I
Please.
have notes too.
All right. So
Oh.
David Draymond says "enemy" a total of 53 times in this
Thank
song.
you.
I
Thank
don't
you,
care.
Sam, for
Only
The
counting.
breakdown
Only
is
tw-
fucking killer,
Only 12
guys.
lines in the song do not end with the word
Oh
"enemy," and 11 of those end in life.
Thank
the drum
you.
pattern's similar to Down with the Sickness.
No, dude. Sam is
breakdown
so.
is
Which means
great.
that they were just reissuing "Down with the Sickness" because
don't care if it's a
Conflict was
rehash.
probably the last
It
written
works
song
really
on the
well.
album.
Sam greater
my
than
God,
JJ.
dude.
Sam
Dude,
greater
it's a
than JJ.
shitty goddamn song. David Draymond was having a stroke when he wrote it, or the producers were telling him to write a song, and he went, "Oh, I'm just gonna write Escape now."
Yeah, dude. It's bad. Like, this song is bad.
I
It's the
fucking
worst song
hate
on the
the
album.
crying
Worst
baby
song
on
on
my
the
It is
child.
the worst
Both.
song that Disturbed has ever put out.
No. Oh my God.
Fuck you, JJ.
It's a bad song. I don't care what you have to say.
Let's talk about My Child. My Child, the only thing I wrote was it doesn't annoy me as much as Conflict.
It's a bad song too,
It
though,
is not
dude.
a bad song.
It's
not-
a bad
hold on.
song,
It's
guys.
not a good song.
It's not.
It's okay.
It's not a great song.
It's not a great song.
It's starting out with the crying, ending in the.
I literally put it's aight. It's
Right?
aight.
I
But
tell
what's Conflict? Conflict is
Conflict's
so garbage.
decent.
No.
My child is better than Ite specifically because of the subject matter.
Okay, so give us the subject matter.
Yeah, okay, maybe the lyrics will make a difference.
Is it better than Enemy? I'm
You
just
mean
fucking-
you mean Conflict, right?
Wait, I couldn't tell because he says it so many times.
Yeah. No, the entire thing is about a man that has accidentally gotten his girlfriend pregnant, and by the time that he finally mans up and says, "I'm ready to be a dad," she has a miscarriage.
Fuck, that's hard, dude.
That is hard.
metal.
Heavy.
That is one of the hardest things that any man will ever have
What
to go
song is
through,
this?
short of
Yeah,
losing
My
someone.
Child.
Wow.
Not fucking Conflict.
Yeah, not fucking Conflict. That's a shitty
Okay, My
goddamn
Child
song.
is the better-
What's Conflict about?
Conflict is about an enemy.
We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Metal stage.
Fuck you.
No, it isn't.
All right, dude.
Fuck you and the horse you rode
Wait,
in on.
you guys didn't
But
make
sa-
y'all's picks. You
We
bitches.
did, dude. Conflict
Oh, come on.
sucks.
Say with
Conflict
pride.
sucks.
He literally
Say
said-
My
with
child
pride.
wins.
Okay,
My child
there
wins,
you
dude.
go.
Yeah,
Shut up.
fuck
better.
you and the horse you rode in on, but say hi to your fiance for me.
All right, track number 10. Dropping plates
Stop it.
versus
Stop it, dude.
Sacrifice.
I want some bars up in
Dude,
this bitch.
dude,
Man,
dude.
Dropping
Sam.
plates.
Dude, stop telling me to get up.
Dude, no, get
Stop
up.
telling me to get up.
Sam, this is the one.
Oh, this is
Wait, when you
in your
told me they're not a
face.
rap band,
No,
Dude.
this is the most rap battle,
Exactly.
rap band,
So you can
rap
get-
song on this.
I
album.
when
want that Draymond
when
rap
people
album,
say
dude.
that Disturbed are rap metal, this is where they go. Look,
This is it
But this
right
is
here.
their first album. If they were still making this
I
shit to
agree.
this day, I would agree.
I agree, but the elite at first albums are first impressions are very important.
they are.
Dude.
They
are.
leave that taste in your
I
mouth,
don't give
and
a fuck, dude. Draymond can drop.
he
some
does drop some
dude.
bars though. He does drop some bars.
Listen, the line "use my music as a weapon" is one of my favorite things that has
Oh
ever
my
been
God.
said in a song. To just use your music as a weapon. That can either mean that you're resisting other people telling you that you're wrong, or you're literally swinging your guitar at someone. And I am happy with either vision.
Yeah. What are you guys going for? Because Sacrifice to me is good.
Dude,
Like, it's
I
just
love dropping plates.
No, dude, I'm going with
I want
Sacrifice.
that
Sacri-
fucking rap, dude.
Listen, Sacrifice is more forgettable.
It's a
than
classic
Dropping Plates.
sound. It's a
Okay,
classic
yes, but
Disturbed.
does-
It's a good song.
Does Dropping
good
Plates
lyrics, good
work?
everything.
Does
Dude, dropping
hey,
plates
let's
does
fucking-
work, dude.
Dropping
It's
plates has some
different.
moments
It's
that work
different,
in
dude.
it. It's got more highs and more lows
It's the
than Sacrifice
pinnacle
does.
of new metal.
But Sacrifice is
has
first of all, I
heavy
don't like new
drops.
metal, but
But
It
this
has-
is the most new metal.
it's the most new metal, and that's why I don't really
Dude,
like it. But Sacrifice
This is the
just
most pinnacle
meh.
of the new
I would
metal.
take a
It
meh-
has drops. It has rap. It has hard bass, dude. That drumming, dude.
But-
it has.
It just doesn't work
but
for me, dude.
to
It
be
doesn't work
said,
for me.
when he starts screaming "plates on your ass, bitch," plates on your ass,
Dude, what?
I'm
What is
gone
harder
by
than that? What the fuck is harder
Dude,
than
my
that?
favorite-
This is
my-
the angsty teenager's favorite song.
Dude, that's mine.
yeah, I was not the
15-year-old
Jay's
me
on
would
a
be
riot.
jumping up
Local
and down,
Jay's is out to
dude.
play, dude.
Yeah, he is
Let me
local.
Let me tell you something. My favorite part about this is there's clearly an interview with the guitarist, I think, from Disturbed from the
Dan Donegan.
yeah, from Bangers, like when they go into new metal and they talk to Disturbed and they're like, I don't know why anyone puts us in the category of rap metal. I don't know what we did.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, do you not remember dropping plates? Like,
Yeah.
did that
Well,
erase from your
here's
memory?
here's the thing. Disturbed doesn't like to look at themselves as new metal because new metal is such a blanket topic for a whole bunch of different types
I don't
of
know if
music.
it's blanket.
I don't
dude.
know,
It's
dude.
very-
But
Corn
Disturbed-
riffs and rapping,
Yes,
new metal.
Yes, but this one song, but Disturbed
It's
during the time tried
signature.
a lot of techno, tried a lot of industrial,
true.
tried a lot of different things. And I think this and Conflict are the only two that I would say feel more rap metal.
Rap metal,
than
yes.
anything.
But their riffs are new metal, dude. They took
riffs
Corn
are-
and went with that.
And did much better than Korn.
Dude, I think.
What? Sam?
I hate Korn.
What,
I
dude?
hate Korn.
Sam, stop
We've
it.
talked about
Stop
this
it.
before. We've
I
talked about it
can't
before,
take
so we're
it.
I'm
not
not
going
doing this.
into it.
What are you guys choosing?
The last three
Sacrifice,
albums
sacrifice,
are
or dropping
incredible.
plates?
I'm
Sacrifice.
taking dropping plates.
I'm taking
dude.
sacrifice.
I hate dropping plates way too much to go with it because my brother was that angsty
Dude,
teenager and was
stop it.
annoying as shit.
Dude, you guys are
Sacrifice
wrong, dude.
is not
I
great,
think
but
the
it's
fans
better
out
than
there
dropping
would
plates.
take dropping plates with me.
Maybe. All right.
Hey,
the last,
the Disturbed fan is right here, buddy.
the last of the fucking originals on this album. Meaning to Life versus Innocence. Innocence is forgettable. Meaning to Life is great. I go
Agreed.
Meaning to Life.
I agree with that.
Agreed 100%.
Perfect.
Innocence is more forgettable than Sacrifice.
Innocence is more forgettable than Sacrifice. You're
sure.
completely right.
Yeah.
And Meaning
I
of
do like
Life
the
is
ending.
classic.
Oh, and I
you
hate that.
wanna get psycho.
But I hate
That's
that.
a
Who's
classic.
innocent? The one is innocent. Who is innocent? I hate that line. I hate it so much. It did not need to be there. The subject matter of the song itself about political corruption is good. It's
Yeah.
really good.
I don't.
But
even
the
know
fact
who
that it's
won.
the last song
You'll
on
see.
the fact that it's the last song on the album, other than the hidden track and the bonus tracks.
Yeah.
Oh,
it-
we got to go to that.
Yeah.
No. We're only gonna do the
We're-
covers. No hidden
No,
bonus
no,
tracks.
the hidden track is the cover.
Oh, it
Yeah, it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Innocence could have been a much better song than it was.
It's not.
It's
It
not.
was.
Meaning of Life is one of I honestly believe that On the Sickness, this is one of their most iconic albums.
It is. Dude,
Iconic
what a
songs.
great last song. I remember this was
Yes.
my brother's favorite song off this fucking album.
Yeah.
I remember how many times we used to play in his car. Just you wanna get psycho?
Dude, it's a banger,
Oh,
dude.
It's
yeah.
a banger.
It's a
great.
banger. For
Yeah, it's a banger, dude. You got to get up to that one.
Dude, let's
Red
get up.
hot meanie. His delivery once again. He's flowing. Come
That
on,
is-
man.
that is very
that
flow.
boy can
That is
flow,
very flow.
man.
The boy can flow. All right, so being the like of this pentagram shoot, let's go to the covers. Shout
Dude.
by Tears for Fears, or I still haven't found what I'm looking for by U2.
This is a fucking joke, dude.
I agree.
Whoa,
I think
hold
this is a
on,
blowout.
Hold on for just a moment.
Yes, sir, Sam.
Because 10-Second Songs did a cover of Down with the Sickness in the style of Tears for Fears, and it's fucking incredible.
It is.
Look
Tears
it
for
up.
Fears is badass, dude.
Yeah.
No,
love
he's saying
me
10
some
seconds of what?
Yeah,
What was it?
10-second songs. They
Oh,
did-
they're pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
You gotta check it out.
I'll show you
check
some
it
stuff
out.
after we finish the recording of theirs.
Okay.
They're really good. They have Taylor Swift's Bad Blood in the style of Disturbed, and it is one of my favorite things. But
That doesn't sound right, but okay.
it's not. So
Weird flex, but okay.
yeah. So their cover of I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For
Is horrible.
would
bad.
be better if it wasn't for the minute and 30 seconds that they used to try and hide it as a hidden track.
Okay, well, they have them separated on Spotify.
Yeah, they have it separated.
No, it's not separated.
Yes, it is.
You hit it right now. and
At
it's-
least on Google Play it is.
On Spotify, it is.
No,
dude.
on Spotify, if I click right now, ISH, whatever the fuck that acronym
it's
is,
separate.
It's no. It's separate from the first song, but there's still the minute and 30 seconds that starts out that song of silence.
No, it's not silence. It's a build-up, but U2 has
No.
that same build-up.
No, it doesn't. That's in there.
Yes, it does.
That's
Dude.
in there specifically to hide the fact that it is a hidden track on the CD.
No, dude, it didn't.
No, dude, I think it's right. I think it's right.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there's a minute and a half of no audio whatsoever
Okay.
that was used to hide the fact
Regardless,
that the track was
let's
there.
Let's cut that. Let's cut that, and let's talk about the song.
I will take
The
this
song
over the
itself.
YouTube version because I fucking hate Bono.
oh my Sam, get out!
U2 is
Get
fucking
out of
incredible,
my
dude.
fucking studio.
Bono is a arrogant piece of shit. Hashtag South Park.
Oh my god, dude.
Bono has
You
saved
watched
more
too much South
African
Park.
children than anyone.
And he gloats about it more than anyone.
Hey man, he took a picture with the Pope and had the Pope wear his sunglasses. So
That is incredible. Like,
I-
what else can he do?
I just
has the
don't-
Pope ever put on Draymond's little snake bites? No.
I'm-
he doesn't even wear those anymore.
no, he still does.
Does he still?
Oh, come on. He's
I
still-
thought he
he's a
got rid of
legend.
those.
No, he still got him.
Oh, they're
Those are
too
classic.
iconic.
But here's my thing though, and I guess it's U2 just has never really been my style.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably a better way to put it. I think Vertigo was the one song by them that I can call out right now if you put it
Well,
on
okay,
for me.
I'll put it this way: if you really dive into their albums, U2 has a lot of stylistic changes. So, like
Yes, they
from
Okay, so you're David Bowie's then.
not that
No,
much, but
no,
like
yeah.
there's War, there's Boy. Once you get to the Joshua Tree, which is still haven't found what I'm looking for, that's much
that's
more of
fucking
like
incredible.
the acoustic, big epic songs. From there, you go to Octoon Baby, which is much more like post what are they called? Alternative rock.
Okay.
One of the biggest and most iconic alternative rock albums of all time. People shit on YouTube, but for being bands that didn't have ghostwriters, they wrote some of the most popular songs to ever exist.
All right.
I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Being one of those songs, which is funny to me because who's the Christian in this band? This song is directly, the lyrics are about Jesus. Like, it's a
Exactly.
Jesus song.
Which
like,
is hilarious when David Draymond's singing
Draymond's
that
Jewish.
as a Jew.
Yeah, it's so weird. So, but dude,
But
honestly,
I honestly think it's a really good cover.
No,
Better
I disagree.
No. Better than Shout 2000?
No,
Dude,
no,
Shout is
no.
That's what I'm saying.
Incredible.
It's not.
okay, it's not.
okay.
It's
It's
not.
not. Shout 2000.
Woo.
Shout 2000 was them showing that they can take a song and make it
Their own.
style.
Yes, I completely agree.
And that's
So much talent.
that's the problem with I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
It's still in U2 style. Like them
it's
trying.
Not, it's not Shout 2000.
Yeah.
It's
not Land of Confusion.
It's not.
It's not Sound of
Confusion.
Silence.
It's
yeah.
not Sound of Silence.
Shout. I was really impressed when I heard it because I was like, damn, dude. Like, I love Tears for Fears, and I didn't think they could pull it off. Like,
Yeah.
and they
did
do.
really
Like, I
well.
really like
their
it.
own style too.
Their own
which is
style, yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it still has like the remnants from the old school. But yeah, man. So Shout 2000.
All right.
Shout 2000
What is
wins.
the
Should that even be a
fucking winner?
pentagram of truth?
That's what I
I mean,
wanna
that should
know.
just be something we
That's
talk
what the
about.
fans want to know.
Guys.
What is the winner here?
The winner here. The Sickness got 3 pentagrams of truth.
No, it did not.
Which means Asylum got 1,
Yes, it
2,
did.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Shut
8,
the fuck
9.
up. Are you
It's
serious?
a better album. It's a better
blowout.
fucking album.
It's a blowout.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
do that right. right?
We did that right.
Recount that shit.
Yeah.
You can re-listen to the episode.
To all
I'm
of the
gonna
people
fucking do the
out,
lights again.
to everyone out there that says Disturbed
Wait,
has not
what
been good.
Sickness songs won?
Voices,
Yes.
Okay.
Meaning of Life, and Shout 2000.
Oh my god, that is not right. That is.
Dude, we didn't go with
I was fighting for Down with the Sickness.
Oh,
true. We didn't go with Stupify.
I'm changing all my
But
changes.
okay,
No.
okay.
So,
Even,
to,
but wait,
really quick, let me say this to every single person out there that says Disturbed has not been good since their first album. You are fucking wrong.
Damn,
big
big hit.
so
Big hit.
if we would have gone with, which we probably could have on another day, Stupify or Sound with a Sickness, still it'd still be a blowout. You'd still have
shit.
fucking
Because
5 versus. Oh no, it'd be one off. So 6 versus
because
5.
the Sickness has some garbage tier songs on it.
It does. It has some big hitters, but it does have some bad songs.
It
really does.
honestly reminds me a bit of Hybrid Theory. They have a lot of
No,
really
dude,
good.
there's not one bad song
Nothing as
off
bad as
Hybrid.
Conflict. Nothing as bad as Conflict. But they have some really good highs, some really good lows.
What's the low on Hybrid Theory?
I'm gonna need to have a
I
re-listen.
don't know.
Yes,
what-
you are,
there-
because there's
there's
no-
low on Hybrid Theory.
that's one of the reasons why I've always said that I prefer Meteora over Hybrid Theory. The highs aren't as high, but the lows aren't as low.
I agree. Yeah, Sam is right on that point. And
Wait,
spoiler alert.
okay.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't listened to that episode, that's episode 10 of the podcast.
Yeah, it's very.
Go listen to that episode. We do a Hybrid Theory versus Meteora, but we ended up going with Meteora.
Okay,
It's
'cause I
like
didn't- I
one.
didn't
It's like
listen to it.
one off.
Dude,
it's like one
slim.
off.
It's
but
so
Meteora
slim. It's
is
not even funny.
If I had been there, the
little bit more
results would have been
consistent.
different.
maybe could be true.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I agree with this a little bit. I think they've grown as a band. I think the Sickness takes a little like things that they were trying to do and they didn't work out, especially vocally.
Vocally, and also I feel like the guitar work wasn't always where it needed to be on
Yeah.
a particular.
So
I
you
could see
think
that.
Asylum they hit
And
their peak?
the drums on
The
Asylum.
drums on Asylum are really
Oh,
good.
the
The
drums
bass
are
on Asylum
pretty
are good.
insane, yeah.
I think Asylum,
Yeah.
not so much their peak. It was the peak of that style. When they took,
You know what? I would
they-
tell you this. I do like the bass better on Asylum.
Yeah, the Asylum, but with Asylum, because by that point they were burned out and they were writing stuff they didn't really feel like that they didn't feel like they were able to put in as much time into the songs as they wanted to, because the Sickness had a long production history from like 1997.
Holy shit.
96, 97, all the way on to when it was finally released.
God damn. But the production is really good
Yeah.
for being, once again, for your first album.
Exactly. So they dedicated years to it, and then they're pretty
dude,
much releasing an
I-
album every year, 2
I
years.
would say half of that has to be finding David's perfect vocal production.
Yeah.
Because whatever they did, they've gotten it right. Like,
Yeah,
since
have,
day
yeah.
one.
I
Like,
agree with
like I
that.
said, he takes chances that don't always work out, but there's nothing. And you as a vocalist, I wanted to ask you this question while we're on Disturbed. David's voice, is it a sing scream? When you attempted, do you try to break up like your vocal cords like a scream? Yeah, what I got psycho. Like, is it a scream?
I do not have the range to be able to hit what he hits. So for me, it is definitely a scream when I try.
Okay.
But he has the power in his voice and the range for it to not become guttural while he's doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So it's definitely not a scream. I don't even want to say yell, because when a lot of people say yell, it's more like Slayer, where they're not really singing.
Singing,
They're
yeah.
just
There's no,
belting it out.
because he definitely has melody, but
Yeah,
yeah.
he's got melody to it, so I don't want to say it's yelling, but it's all within his range without breaking up his voice while he's doing
Very
it.
true.
Huh.
So, any last comments for you guys?
Nah.
So the fucking the Sickness is not the winner. Asylum is the winner here on Debate and Destroy.
I'm really
if you,
surprised it was a blowout.
if you
I am
think the
not.
Sickness and better, what's their opinion, JJ?
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Fucking wrong.
You're wrong, Disturbed. Do the 10-year. Do the 10-year of Asylum. Let's hear it all in full. Let's hear it all in full. We'll see you guys on the next episode, Debate and Destroy.
See you guys later,
Subscribe. We love you, motherfuckers. And keep on head banging.